Oh, wrong one. Intro face. No matter how many times I do this, I still don't get it right. Hello everyone, can you hear me? Hi Tracy, welcome. Michelle, good to see you here. Thank you yet again. And Lisa, yes, welcome. Managed to stamp my... At least I'll still be able to read it, Lisa. I usually put my whole card front on upside down so the card opens up the wrong way. Sorry about the mix up with the dates and times. I wasn't having the best day yesterday, but welcome. Hi from Adelaide, welcome. Got some foiling to do by request from Martha. And in particular, some ideas for foiling, because not everyone has the machines like the foil presses, not everyone has a laminator or wants one. And there are some ways to do foiling without any of those. So I thought we'd go through a few of them today. Hello Bernadette, welcome. My sister's name's Bernadette. Alright, so I probably should get started because we've got a bit of drying time and things to do, and people will, looks like people are here now, so I'll got some things. I've just been doing some colouring actually, and then I looked up and realised that I probably should start. I think it's going to be easier if I get my colouring done before you hop on, because it was just some really simple Copic colouring. And the thing with foiling is you need a bit of drying time. So we're going to be working around drying time today. So I'll be coming back and forth to a few different things. All right, starting with this little cupcake here. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit so you can see what I'm going to do. Because the first technique is really simple. I have, you can pretty much use any glue pen. DecoFoil do make their own glue pens. So we're going to go over a few different kinds of foiling without heat. One's using a glue pen. We'll start with that and then I'll talk you through the rest. But for all of today's examples, we're going to be using DecoFoil, and there are two different kinds of foil. So just to be aware of that, you need to have, there's one that's heat reactive, so we don't want that one. We want just the normal, regular foil. So this is just a quickie glue pen, and I want to add some sprinkles to my cupcake. So this is from a set from Julie Eversole. Just make sure I'm getting glue. The good thing about these pens is the actual glue comes out blue, but when it dries, it's clear. So that's how you know when it's dry. And that's what we're wanting for this technique. We're wanting it to be nice and dry. And I will list all the Copic colours that I've used today at my blog. I actually keep, oh, that's not focusing, is it? It's not focusing at all. I'm sorry. I'll unzoom so it will. Because I don't use my glue pen a lot, you know when you get them, they actually come with this little nub over the top, and I find if I keep that, I know it's probably a really weird thing to do. Maybe you're going to tell me it's totally useless, but I don't have as many problems with my glue pen drying out if I keep that on top and store it that way. So this has to dry clear before I can add the foil to it. So that's why I wanted to get that done right now, and I can just set that aside. Try not to touch my dots, my little sprinkles. I'll put my bee somewhere safe as well. Now this is the foil I was telling you about. It's just the regular DecoFoil. There are lots of different brands. There's some really nice foils out there. I like some of the bright colours that are out there, and there's also ones with patterns through them, and I've never been that attracted to the ones that have like the patterns through them. But now that there's some really nice hot foiling techniques, I can see the use of them. When I was just doing little bits of foiling here and there, I just wanted the plain colours, so that's the main ones that I have. And if I was only going to buy 3 different kinds of foils, like colours, I would definitely go for gold, silver, and maybe like a pewter or a bronze or something like that. They're my go-to colours. Hi Tracy Daisy, welcome. So, and this stuff lasts for ages. You don't actually use them. I suppose it depends on how much you use it, but there's like 5 sheets in here. So basic glue pen, that's the first way. The other is another way is a bit of a fun one I thought I'd do next, because this might take me a little bit. I'm going to, and you might have seen this in the preview picture, I want to do some foiling over an alcohol background. Not like wine or anything like that, alcohol ink, I should clarify. And I've got a couple of colours here. These are the Tim Holtz The Ranger alcohol inks, so really pretty colours. I've got 2 that mix together really well, they don't turn to mud, but you can use whatever you want and do as many layers as you want as well. So let me just, I have also the blending solution. A lot of people have this, and I don't know if you've tried it with the foiling, but it's a really fun technique. So I'm basically going to create a background here. And that was turquoise, and this one's limeade. And there are metallic, what do you call them? Alcohol inks, mixatives and things that you can add. So there is a way of getting this look without using foil, but I want to show that you can use foil, and it doesn't need any heat either. I've got my blower. I have a bit of arthritis in my finger. I used to use one of the, the ones that you use on your Copic markers, on your sketch markers, like a pen blower, and that was great, but it just, this puts out a lot more air, which is good for me, so I don't have to squeeze it as often. I'm just going to let this dry now, but I don't want it to dry completely, and that's the key. And the good thing is you can come back and add more after, so don't feel stressed. And I thought this would be really fun to have these colours here with some gold. Oh, Christina, you're on the Gold Coast. Welcome. Did you get the storm last night? Oh my, I was up in the middle of the night checking on our puppy, and also turning off a few power points. We had the biggest electrical storm. Well, it's not raining at the moment, so hopefully you can get some nice beach time. So this is one of the great things. I think this is, I want some ridges. But you can actually use your scraps of alcohol. You can use your scraps of foil. So I do keep the bits that have a lot of colour still on them, because they have a, basically you can pick up any of this foil that's still the residual colour that's on the sheet here. Thanks, Steph. And do you find that works too, keeping the little cap on your glaze pen? I think it does. Oh, hi Barb, welcome. Oh, Maxine, our puppy, it's a Bitzer, but it's a big Bitzer. It's a Great Dane Staffy Cross, we think. It's brown and big. Oh, okay. Well, we had the storm, so I'm glad you missed it, Christine. So we're just doing a bit of drying time now. Has anyone got any other ways that they like to foil without heat? There's some really good fun techniques out there. I know that Jennifer Maguire has a couple of excellent videos on it. I'm going to share a couple more ways yet with you. So this is still a bit wet, but I want it to be tacky, but not wet. I could hit it with my heat tool a little bit, but I get a bit impatient. Yes, I'm going to be doing that, Jackie. Hi, Jackie. Welcome. That's probably my favourite way to add foil. See, look, I just pick up the paint, don't I? I told you I'm impatient. Might wait a couple of minutes for that to happen. To dry, and I'll probably add some more. And what Jackie was just saying, adding colour, is with Scor Tape. So it can use any tape, but I find that a nice strong tape like Scor Tape, and the great thing about it is it comes in like all different sizes. I even have like, I can get sheets of it actually. But I figure if I'm going to do a sheet of something, I might as well just use gold cardstock if that's what unless I don't have any. It'd be a great way to create it. But I might as well die cut or do it with plain gold cardstock. But you can create your own stripes with these, which is really fun. I'm going to be doing that on one of the cards today. So while I'm waiting for that to dry a little bit more, I might just start doing that. I think the hardest thing here is going to be making sure that they're straight. I haven't heard of using Versamark. I don't think it's sticky enough. It tends to be the glues. Do you reckon I should have chosen a wider tape? Yes, I know. I should get the heat tool. I've got to do this anyway, so. And it doesn't matter if this is a little bit crooked because I'm going to be putting it behind a die cut. Yes, I have that sticky embossing powder, but I've never had a lot of luck with that. I've got a couple of different kinds. And I have tried the flock as well, but I haven't had a lot of success. So that's one of the reasons I was looking at maybe I was talking to you about getting a mink machine, because I figured that would really allow me to get the heat just that bit higher. Yeah. I can't believe how popular foiling's become again at the moment. I do love it. It's just so hard to photograph. Yeah. And you can do it on an angle. You don't have to do straight lines. I thought straight lines would be fun today. And I've got this Mondo Hello set from Julie, which is going to be in background. So I just want to make sure that it's going to be big enough to sit behind my die cut. So I'll just do one more because I can. Let me check this over here now. sure if you can see that, but it's adding lots of little, which is my start, because I'm going to add another layer after this. Just because I can. Because you find what it does is it likes to stick to the edges of, or the ridges. So can you see that? How pretty is that? And that's just with a scrap of foil and some inks, but let's do more, she says. Why not take it one step further? Yeah, the sticky powder is no, that was kind of from many years ago, wasn't it? I can't remember how long ago when I got mine. How cool is this stuff? All right, now we have to be patient, don't we, and let that dry. She says. Okay, so back to this while that's drying. This is going to be fun, isn't it? I know what I'll do. Make my life harder or easier, we'll see. You let me know. I thought for this one it'd be fun to use the, what's it called? Pink melon to go with the cupcake. Sorry, it's sticking on my hands. No surprise there. So they're actually really, you get a lot of sheets in here. And be careful not to grab more than one. That's easy to do. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, when you're putting this on, to get the pretty side up, you actually need to lay the dull, it's the dull side that you add downwards or whatever on the sticky bit. Oh, just normal embossing powder. Actually, I think I have seen that someone do that. No, I haven't tried that though. That sounds like fun. Just normal embossing powder. And what do you, just while it's a little bit hot, do you tap it on? And I imagine that would pick up the foil. Do you try and cover the whole lot or just get bits of it like for a highlight? Have you tried it, Maxine? Sorry, I know there's a delay between what I'm saying and the answers, so I'm going to try not to mix it, miss it. So, I want to burnish this on. You can use your fingers, and I find actually, to be honest, fingers are the best I found. It's not as neat as heat embossing, you know, like through a laminator, but you still get the effect, which is fun. But you can burnish it with a bone folder, or use something like, if you've got a tool like this speedball, which is just a roller, but you can get just as good a result from your just burnishing it with your finger. Pretty side up, yes. How many of us have made that mistake? And you can always relay it back down if you're not happy with an area. But that's pretty good. How cool is that pattern? And then you can see there's just one little area that didn't take. I mean, I could, if I was being weird, well, I know it's going to be under the thing anyway. You just come back in and repress it. So I tried normal embossing powder, yes, while it's hot, but I need practice. It wasn't even. So are you going for like a full coverage with that? Oh, that's such a pretty colour. Do you reckon this is ready now? Still a bit wet, I'm thinking. I might wait just a few more seconds. And in the meantime, so this is going to have the word hey. Hey. Oh, do you know, I forgot to link this again, didn't I? There's a similar one at, oh, actually, I should work out. I'm going to do a sub-sentiment from the set. I want to make sure it's going to, so it's all about the sprinkles. So I probably should look at my placement before I commit. So that'll have that there and then the cupcake up here. So that'll be all right, that'll fit. Used Versamark pen to pick the area. Versamark pens are not always great though, I think. Yeah. Excuse the noise. Oh, my nose. I'm going to have to try this embossing paste technique. Sorry, not embossing paste, the embossing powder. Now I might keep the middle of my E. There it is. Keep that. Just in case, because I'm kind of thinking about putting some acetate behind there. And then I was thinking, oh, maybe it should be a shaker. I haven't done a shaker in ages. Oh, where'd the middle of my Y go? There. And my H. Good. Yes, I think I do need to do some acetate there. All right. Let's check this drying time now. So I'm still using that same scrappy piece. Do you reckon I over dried it now? And that's my problem, I don't pick it very well. I did pick up a little bit more, but not as much as I was hoping. It's probably because I was talking too much. All right, so we go again. Try and focus a bit better this time. Oh, that's... This is really thick, this acetate. And too big. That's better. I'd like to make it a shaker, but I'm kind of feeling like it might be too much. Less is more. All right, and to lay the pieces exactly where they should be, you can easily just pop the die cut in place. And then put them in. Try and find my centers. So I'll do it now before I lose them. What's the chances of that? Pretty high. Amy, are you here? Did I see your name? Welcome. You good? And I can just take away that and use that on another card. All right, so whoops, let's get testing over here. Because I'm going to do the same thing, aren't I? Heck. That's better. That's the thing with these, isn't it? You can just keep adding layers. And I'm not a mixed media girl, but I do like gold. There's a lot of gold on here. Have a look now, because I'm probably not going to be able to get the photograph to work. I was playing around with these colours yesterday. I'll just show you. See how, if you get your timing just right, you can really make those circles stand out. So I didn't quite get it as much today, but it's still going to be pretty. Okay, so that's getting there. We'll come back to this card here now. And I'm going to make this add some tape. Anyone? I'm using this tape all the time. If you've already been here before, you know that I am a bit of a I don't know, shall I say, is the word hoarder of tape? I just like different tapes, trying them out. The thing with tape for me is, especially foam tapes on a roll, I haven't had much success over the years because I find that they tend to be really difficult to remove the release paper, and that does my head in. But I'm not minding this one, I'm using it a bit actually. I'm going to be interested to see how long it lasts. That'll be enough to hold it. A couple more. No one likes a saggy card. I might leave that out, I'm going to need that again, aren't I? And then we're going to be sitting these stripes in behind. And I'll be able to make them straight then. Because you might have noticed they're not exactly straight. How fun's that? Yeah. I tend to find that when I'm photographing, I know someone else is commenting about photography, I'm finding it's easier without too much sunlight, because we get, dare I say, too much sunlight here sometimes. And if it's a duller day, I find it's easier to get the details on a card with the photography, and then I can just edit. When I edit the photograph afterwards, I will just lighten it back up to the normal white. Don't know if that makes sense, but it's, then you get truer. I'm finding that I get truer colours that way. But I want to make cards. I don't want to. Some people love photography. I suppose scrapbookers would, wouldn't they? And they'd be good at it too. Now, I don't really want to put my head in the camera, but I might have to. Okay. Sorry about that. Where did my tape runner go? I'll just tape my base down. It's the top fold card I'm using. And just a dotted tape runner. And then I can... Oh, you know, I haven't stamped it. You didn't remind me. That could be dangerous. So, what do we do? You probably did remind me, I just didn't see it, did I? So I can just do it on a separate piece, or I can give it a try. That's not the stamp I want anyway. Where is it? It's probably stuck to something now. Yes, found it. It's on the packaging. All right, do you reckon we can do it? Hi Kristen, welcome. All right. What could possibly go wrong? The fact that there's no tape under there could affect it. If not, I've got a backup plan. I think we've all got our fingers crossed. This is a new stamp set, so I've been trying out this Altenewy thing to prep the stamps. It's pretty good. I like the eraser too, that works well. I've been using that for many years. Okay, hold your breath. Woo! Who would have thunk that, hey? Kia ora. Welcome. All right, so now we've had our little dramatic episode. Can breathe again, and let's see how we're going with the cupcake. So to me that looks clear. We shall see together. It's funny, isn't it? You have luck sometimes. That's the thing when you aren't using the exact tools, it does come down to a bit of luck as well, and timing. I'm thinking the, oh, it's looking promising. Let's have a look. Yes, I do like the Quickie glue pen. Can you see that? Happy. Oh, these this cupcake is from, I didn't colour, I'd already coloured it, but it's from this set from Julie Ebersole. So it's actually a layering stamp set, really pretty fonts. That's where I got that sentiment from as well. I just coloured it really simply with some Copics, which I will list at my blog after, when I set up the post. Oh, speaking of which, I don't know if anyone's noticed yet, but I have, you know, YouTube have changed the algorithm. I don't even know what that word really means, but everyone bandies it about. But even if you subscribe to my channel, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get notification that I've put a video up. If you, you know, even on Instagram and Facebook. So what I decided to do was create a email directly from me, and I'm going to put the links up at my blog. I might do that today. I've got it nearly ready to go, but I am working this afternoon. But basically I am collecting email addresses. If you would like to give me yours, I'm going to let people know when I've had videos up, if I've got any lives coming up. Hoping to be able to link them directly so that you can just go through your email and go to that. I was thinking about maybe doing like a question and answers section if anyone is interested in that. I'll just see how it goes. I certainly will not bombard you with emails because I don't like that myself. So it'll probably be typically one every couple of weeks, and might not even be that often, depends if I've got anything to say. But in doing that, I have a what do you call it? A giveaway, a free giveaway at my blog. So it's I've created a PDF, is what you call them? Oh, so this is not going to be right, is it? I've created it's my favourite floral colour combinations, because you know I love colour, and I thought it'd be fun to share my favourite ones with you. These are all my Alter New ones that I've shared, and all of the combinations have videos linked to them as well, and a lot of them even have more than one card in that colour combination. So I've got that as a free download at my blog. At the moment, you do need to become an email subscriber to get that, and I've got to work out how to change that. But I will, hopefully, because I know not everyone wants to give out their email address, but to get the PDF, it will come through that at the moment. So if you visit my blog, you will hopefully see it linked there soon. And I'd love you to become part of my family. Oh, I can't go. That's so cute. Which way are we going to go, though? I think we'll have to go that way. Has anyone counted how many different glues I've used so far today? Like I said, each one has its own purpose. Oh, awesome. Thank you, Lisa. Did you get the PDF? And did it work? That's my next question. Okay, so I thought I might do a different sentiment for this one. This is another one from Julie, the Mondo Hello. Let me just do a hi. But is it going to be boring in white? Not that white's boring. Ever, she said. Yes, yeah, and I've got, if you want to send me any private messages, if you go to my blog, I have, if you go into the contact section at the top, the contact and about section, that's where you get my email address up there. That's the best place. Oh, I know. I thought about foiling it, Maxine, but I thought it might be too much. Oops. Keep that aside. How are we going for time? Oh, we're getting there. And I was going to do a sub-sentiment for this one too. Bye, Jackie. Did I go out of screen? I get so busy creating, I forget. Julie does awesome sentiments too, gotta say. RH. Excuse me, I'm just going to die cut this. Where is it? There. Because it needs dimension. What am I missing out on? Hello! Is that you, Lisa? Kim. Oh. Who's here? And Helen. Man, sorry if I miss you being there. I just can't keep up with the feed when, and it's also behind time-wise. So welcome everyone. I'm sorry if I don't get to see. I do go back and read all the comments after, so I don't miss out on anything, because I'd hate that. I don't like missing out on anything. So what have we done so far today? We've done with like Scor Tape, done the adding foil with the alcohol inks. Oh man, this is not happy. It's near the end of it. And the quickie glue, I've got one more. I'm not sure if it's going to work because I haven't really allowed it time to dry, but I'll have a look. But I've got some of the, I don't know if anyone's seen this. This is what, I think someone was talking about this earlier. It's the Transfer Gel Duo. So it's actually a product that you can add foiling without heat. You can use it either with or without heat. So if you have a laminator, you can use it. If you don't have a laminator, you can use it. I find the laminator will give you crisper results, but it's a really good way to add foiling, like through a stencil, because it's basically just gel paste, like a normal, like, you know, the normal, it keeps sticking down, gel. I don't know if you can see that. And then you just apply it like you would through any stencil, or you could create your own stencil with something that you have, a die that you have, and then add the foil that way. You can die cut, you know, like double-sided adhesive paper, like I've got one here. Like this one here, this is the Ultra New one, but you can die cut a word, like say you wanted to do this directly on the card front, you can die cut this, and I did think about doing this, but you can only show so many ideas in 1 hour. And then you can adhere it to your cardstock and actually add the foil that way, just like we did with the stripes, but you end up with a shape or a word. So it just gives that little extra bit of shimmer and shine with the foil. Okay. But what I did do earlier before was get some of that transfer gel and actually where's my bee going to go? I was thinking more up the top. Where is he? Kind of like that. That'll do, won't it? That'll work. You know me and sentiments. I should have got my new glue out. Oh, here's Lily. Hi, Lil. Say hello to everybody. She'll just walk over everything now. No, they didn't like the storm last night either. And I do use a liquid glue on the foil because it's a slippery kind of a cardstock. So can you hear Lily drinking water? I've got a little dish that they've claimed as their own up here. It was one of my new water dishes for the watercolour paints, but it's not for me anymore. And I don't use it for paint because I know that some of them are toxic to animals, so don't worry, it's theirs. Not mine anymore. I'm not sure if you noticed when I was taking this backing paper off before, it actually really is quite, you're going to watch me now and it'll be hard, but that's a given for me when it comes to foam tapes. I can't be fighting with them forever just to get the backing paper off. She doesn't know what that is. The blower's freaking her out. Hi Leslie, welcome. British Columbia. I think I'm going to just put that there because I do want to try and see if I can quickly show you this other before I go. Or more like I want to see if it works. Because I tried is it the Blanco? Is that what you call it? The Blanco DecoFoil, and I had some success. I just had higher hopes for it, I think. want to double this one up. Whose mojo's been in the slumps lately? So where'd my other card go? So these are the 2 cards I've made so far. So these did the Scor Tape stripes and the quickie glue sprinkles. This one really just had the one technique. But these are that's my cat jumping around. Not sure if this is going to work because it says to let it dry for an hour, and it has. Man, I've been here for an hour, haven't I? And I think they need to be pink. So I was just going to try a couple of ways, because like I said, they're big sheets of foil, and I probably should have done this first. That's okay. Let me see if I just rub my finger, will that work? It does. It's not the best. But what they recommend is putting it through you don't have you can actually put this through the laminator, like I said, but otherwise you just use a same sandwich that you'd use for a thin wafer die cut, so just a regular die cut, and then you can run it through a die cutting machine. I might do that a couple of times. Let's just see how that went in that pretty colour. One of the tricks is, not if you have got scratched plates, you can protect it with a piece of cardstock. Otherwise you're going to end up with those scratches on as well. Oh, that worked out pretty well. A little bit impressed. It's kind of squished it down, but that's cool. Can you see that? The coverage is really good, and there's no heat there at all. I probably would wait for it to dry a bit longer if I had had the chance, because if you look here, I don't know if that was when I did it, but they look a bit squished, like from the pressure of my die cutting machine. So I wouldn't want to add a shim or anything to that. Has anyone got any questions? Have I missed anything? Hi, I'm back. Thanks, Amy. I'm glad you like the cards. Yeah, I think they turned out all right. I do like the shine, but I think that pink one would be really hard to, like this one. Imagine trying to take a photo of that. Yes, I see. I haven't ever tried the 3M tape, Steph. I heard a lot of really good reports about that, but then apparently recently they've changed the formula on some of them, and I've heard murmurs. There's been murmurs around the track that it's not as good. But yes, the Ultra-New foam tape is definitely a very strong hold. You do need to be sure when you stick things down, you don't want to be moving them. But then there are products like Undo. I use one of the lifters. I don't know, is anyone, like this is a million years old. But I know Tim Holtz has one, like a black version, like $1 or $2 or something. They're cheap as chips. And they're like a wedge that you can put underneath and like just basically take your time, and you can lift up the tape. And I've had a lot of success with that. I might not save the card base, but I can certainly save the card top typically. I would edit that out. Just saying. Yes, Maxine, have fun with it. I've had this foil for a while and I've only just getting back into it. Starting with the hot foil now, so it's good to have options without having to have all the extra machinery and things. This should be stuff that you've probably already got at home. Yes, Deb, I think you're right, because it's the pressure of the big shot. So I suppose if you had a machine that wasn't, well, you could actually change up your layers a little bit, maybe not use the second plate and put a couple, like a shim or a couple of shims or something. You could try that. Oh yes, my dad. He's good. He's really good. Thank you very much. He's recovering very well. He went back for his follow-up appointment and the doctor thought he was at his 3-month appointment, not at his 1-month appointment. So it all went really well and he's less grumpy. Now his pain's under control. Oh, but it's so hard though. It's such a big and painful surgery and you're expected to go home and cope, you know. And people do. You're better off at home, I agree, but it's I think because people go home, they think they should be okay. Yes. So I better get going myself now. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. I will put that email up real soon, inviting you to be on my email list, as well as giving you the free download. I had a lot of fun creating it, and I've got hopefully more on the way. So if you do have any questions or if you have any ideas that I can put in my email, probably about once a week. If you are subscribed to my blog though, be aware that the blog will still send out the posts automatically to you if you subscribe to the blog. The email is a separate thing. I'll try not to spam you. Thanks again, everyone. Till next time. Oh, next time. That was what I was going to say. I am planning on coming back in a couple of weeks' time, but it's basically the day before I go on a month's camping trip holiday to Outback Northern Territory. Hopefully all the borders and everything stay open, so that it could change, of course. But I will let you know if I'm going to have one. If I can't, I apologise now, because I won't be around in June pretty much at all. So I'll be all rested up and kick off August with lots of good stuff. But hopefully I will see you in a couple of weeks. I've had a request to show how I keep my store my colours and stamps. I have some binder folders that I use, so I thought maybe I might go through that and show you how I use them. And that way, I find by using them that way, I don't neglect my older stamps, which can certainly happen. Oh, Dee, welcome. I'm just leaving. It'll be up soon. You'll be able to watch it. We made 2 cards. I'm pretty impressed. In an hour. I don't do that very much, just FYI. Thanks again, everyone. Hopefully, I'll see you in a couple of weeks' time. Bye.